Call this meeting to order at 12:30. For those attending tonight's meeting, should be aware that the meeting is being audio and video recorded by the Air Public Access ASRSD. Any audience members who wish to record any part of the meeting must inform the chairperson, who will announce the recording. This is to comply with the Mass wiretap statute. The listing of matters are those reasonably anticipated by the chair, which may be discussed at the meeting. Not all items listed may, in fact, be discussed, and other items items not listed may be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by law. Per the Air Shirley Regional School Committee Policy, BEDH, public comment is not a discussion, debate, or dialogue between citizens and the school committee. It is a citizen's opportunity to express an opinion on issues of school committee business. Citizens will have 3 minutes to express their views. Any staff members addressing the committee are reminded of their obligations under state and federal student record laws with respect to maintaining the confidentiality of student record information and refraining from disclosing any personally identifying information regarding students. Next, I think we'll move to Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Michelle?
Mr. Bresnahan?
I'm here.
Mrs. Bernard?
Here.
Mr. Quinty?
Here.
Mrs. Reshus? Mr. Rupert?
Here.
Mrs. Span?
Okay, so I'll open it up if there's any public comments. Michelle, is there anybody? I don't think we have anything in the room. All right. Moving on, the consent agenda. For June 11th, 2025, regular session minutes for release and warrants. I only have the one. I don't know. There were a whole lot of warrants.
There's a whole lot of warrants. Yeah. Do you want me to?
No, I think I'll just say as shown.
Yeah.
I didn't have the full list.
Oh, got it.
So I will call for a vote to approve all of the warrants as shown on our agenda and in the public folder.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Could I point out two small corrections? On warrant, AP warrant 1174, we had it listed as $890,095.11. It's actually $830,095.11. And then the other correction is AP warrant 1183, which is listed as a biweekly AP warrant, and indeed that is the credit card's fees that we charge, that we book right to our GL from the credit card statements.
Okay.
Just two things. I'm going to vote for everything here is fine. I just wanted to, on our last meeting minutes, we talked about cell phone policy, and we talked about ASAP impact grants, and I just want to make a note that maybe in one of the next couple of meetings we could kind of review that, because the state has changed what they've done. It may change, it may or may not change our timing. I think we should talk about it, and I'd like to find out what the ASAP was able to do for us this year. But outside of that, I would like to have a motion to have the consent agenda approved as displayed in today's agenda minutes.
I do have one clarifying. It may just be me, Bill, but for the AP warrant 1174, I think that is the one you said needs to be amended. Was it the amount that needed to be amended? Because
830.
it was 830. Okay.
The amount was $60,000 over what we actually expended. It was just a recording error.
Okay, got it. I just misheard. I thought it was the same amount, so I want to make sure. So, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jim. Could you repeat?
Yeah, so just a motion to approve the amended consent agenda on tonight's meeting.
I would second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any against? It is unanimous. Thank you, Bill. So we will move on to new business. Introduction of our new district administrators. Dr. Renda.
I'm going to have Mr. Christie start.
Hi, everybody. I am thrilled to be able to introduce Lindsay Rocco as the new assistant principal at the high school. For those of you who don't know, Lindsay actually worked the job for a good portion of last year. Dr. Miriam Meyer had a medical leave for the first part of the year, and like the fish to water, Ms. Rocco stepped in and was amazing. Really earned the students' trust. I think had it all along from her teaching days. We saw discipline go down and staff morale go up. And so when the job opened, it was a natural fit to be able to hire Ms. Rocco permanently for this role. So I'm thrilled to be able to introduce Lindsay Rocco.
Hi everyone. I appreciate the opportunity in this new role, and I'm looking forward to helping the district continue to grow, and happy to be here for sure. Happy to answer any questions if there are any, but if not, I'll see you guys soon, I'm sure.
No, we need a 5-minute background, where you're from, where you went to school, what you majored in, what your favorite thing is about high school kids, and a few other things.
Welcome, Joyce.
Yeah, I made it. Sorry I'm late.
Okay, so what were the questions? Sorry. Just kidding? Okay, even better. No, I'm very excited to continue to work here in this position, and looking forward to Wednesday, for sure. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Welcome.
So we have two other administrators to introduce tonight. I have the pleasure of introducing the new principal of Laura A. White Elementary School, Jenna Lorenaga. Jenna is coming to us from Ashland Public Schools, where she was a principal, and prior to that, she was an assistant principal for quite a long time, 9 years, in Acton-Boxborough. It was, we had actually a lot of applicants, a lot of qualified applicants, but we feel like we made a great choice, not only for the district, but for Laura White.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here, very excited for Wednesday to come. I am honored, actually, to have been chosen from such a wide pool, and I'm really excited to become a part of the community and to learn a lot about the history of Shirley and the values of the community, and to implement them with the students at Laura A. White. And I know I have big shoes to fill, but I'm excited and ready to go. So thank you very much.
Welcome.
And questions or?
How did you find your transition from Acton to Ashland?
I went from Acton to Ashland.
Yeah.
It was very different schools. So in Acton, it was a K-6 school with about 400 students, so I knew everybody.
Right.
And Ashland was 700 kids, and only 3 to 5, so it was very drastically different. And I really missed having the intimate relationships with kids and knowing everything about their families and having children for a span of time.
Right.
So it was fine, but it wasn't what my dream was.
Right.
It was a great district, great community.
Do you play the guitar?
I don't.
That was best thing, but we'll see what we can work on.
No, I speak French.
There you go.
It's got to be worth something.
C'est là.
Just curiosity question, what school were you in Acton?
I was at the Douglas School.
And you were the principal there?
assistant principal.
Who was the principal there when you were?
Chris Whitbeck.
Yeah. I kind of live in Acton.
We had a
5
9-year
days
run
week.
and it was great.
Only 5 days a week, so that's why I asked.
You're the pedal power lady, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll take all the commercials we can get.
So we're fortunate to have you, obviously, but I am interested too, kind of what is it from the interview process or that made you select Shirley, Laura White?
That is, I've given that a lot of thought actually, because it's a big decision to switch districts. And for me, it was the day that I toured the school. And I walked around with Nicole, actually, it was supposed to be a short visit. I was there almost all morning. Every single teacher that we went by stopped to introduce themselves and to talk about their love and their passion of the school. And you could just tell that the staff was really very invested in what they do. And they just want to be successful and they want kids to be happy. And also talking with Charlie and Adam and Tara also, and understanding that our philosophies were very similar were another big part of my decision making.
Welcome.
Great. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So you can stay right where we are and introduce
Yes.
the assistant principal.
So Nicole Barton, this is Nicole Barton. She started last year in about March, and she came to us from first the state of Maine and then the state of New Hampshire, and we joke because we always consider it the state of Maine, where she was a math coach and also a principal and an assistant principal. So she comes to us with a lot of varied experiences. We've been together for about 7 weeks now, and I've been completely amazed at the way the staff speaks to Nicole, the way they respect her, and the way they seek her out for her guidance. And I'm forever grateful for her as she's here through this transition as I come in. But she's a very talented individual, and we're very lucky to have her.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm extremely excited to be here. I had the very lucky opportunity to work from and learn from Beth Lewis, and we're very excited to have Jenna joining us. Any question?
I will add that hiring an assistant principal in March is something that a principal and a superintendent never want to do. We feel like we got very lucky and scooped someone up that has done a wonderful job since March. So we're very happy that Nicole is part of this new team.
Thank you, Dr. Render.
We got a lot of years in the building, and you made a big impression in a very short amount of time. You're a very good morning person, apparently.
I have a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, you do. It's all working for you.
Thank you.
You bet.
So, since you guys have worked this, and then I was just discussing this with someone earlier, now that we are going into 2025, 26, but we're still seeing evidence from the kids who went through COVID, who didn't have kindergarten, didn't maybe have some other things. And I know I'm seeing it even in adults. I was wondering how much of influence are we seeing at our elementary level now?
Well, I'll take that because Jenna hasn't actually worked with the kids yet.
Well, I just meant generally she's worked with
Oh,
the
yeah,
kids.
okay.
But you can take that.
Yeah, well, no, we'll let,
I'll take it.
Sure.
And everybody can jump in. I think, so I've been watching this as it's been progressing, and I do believe, if my math is right, it's this year's 4th grade
Yep.
that was impacted at preschool. And I have seen, particularly last year in Ashland, we all felt that school was school again, that things were completely back to normal, and that children were caught up in their learning because they were sort of double dosed with their phonics earlier on, and they were able to make a lot of gains. So I think slowly over time, but then when I look at the trajectory, I do think that it's impacted children into their mid-20s, because those children missed the opportunity to get in the car, take off, and not tell their parents where they were going. So there's this, our young 20s are missing something too. So I do feel like from 3rd grade on up, there are impacts we won't be able to measure, but I feel like anecdotally it's getting better.
It's going to be case by case, of course, but it's still something that is there, you know, and very important. Because some of these, I mean, I've had people who, in their 14, 15, they can't communicate. Mm-hmm. They can't say hello. They can't tell you what they need, you know, and that's just on a surface area, which shouldn't be deep or anything. So I think we're not over it, and I would be happy to hear if we are, but.
I think, not to get into too much of it, when I look about like the phone use, I think that is as impactful as COVID. So I think there's a lot of societal things that are contributing to children not being able to communicate.
Right.
Which is a bigger, broader discussion. But
Yeah, good discussion.
definitely.
Thank you.
Lots of good stuff out there.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Come back anytime.
We're very happy with the 3 admin additions over the summer.
Okay, new business, Article B, approval to dispose of surplus textbooks and materials.
So each year, when we implement new curricular materials, we have some other things that we try to clear out of closets. So over the past couple of years, we've managed to do a lot of that. And some of our newer staff have been finding things in closets, and they ask me if I can dispose of them, to which I say, I need to get approval from school committee first. And so you have a list in front of you with approximate quantities of some high school texts that were found, and are just taking up a lot of space in closets and are not really being used, nor have they been used in the past. And so that's what's reflected there in terms of physical science and some bioethics information. A lot of these pieces are available open source now, and teachers have been sourcing them much more easily to give access. In addition, since we adopted the structured literacy component for phonics instruction with interreading, we had been using Wilson's Foundations program. So there are pieces of that we no longer need. There are other pieces that we continue to keep, but the ones that we no longer need, we are looking to dispose of as well. So that's reflected in this memo. So I'm looking for you. I think I may have given you the wording. I didn't give you the wording. Just a motion to approve the disposal of the texts that are listed there. And we have recycle bins they don't actually get disposed, they get recycled, just so you know. We have recycle bins in each of the school buildings, and that's where those materials go after you all approve of the surplus.
Okay, any questions, comments?
So this just goes straight to recycling? They don't go into any reuse
No, I mean,
program?
They may.
they could. I mean, the company that uses them will offer them up to folks.
Oh, so you offer them to a company?
Yes,
you don't
and
just directly-
they take care of them. But
It's a book bin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a book designated it's a bin designated for books that the company will go through and reuse what they can and dispose of what they can.
We will also reach out to, we have a lot of networks, so we reach out to other folks and say, hey, if anybody's using the stuff, we'll be happy to recycle it to you.
I just think that some of the things, it doesn't matter, 2010 microbiology probably hasn't changed very much, and I'm sure there's schools that would, or kids that would like to have that.
Yeah.
You know, good reference book.
Right.
Okay.
I would support that motion, Madam Sir Chairman. That he said.
Second?
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to Article C, approval of the 25-26 student handbook.
So the student handbook, each year, I provide you with a kind of a succinct summary of the changes that go into the handbook to at least minimize the amount of time that you have to spend reviewing the entire thing since it's been approved in the past. So we go through and make annual changes, which are identified in the yearly changes section, which includes a lot of the basic school year references, staff names, extensions, the calendar, meal pricing, signature pages, and so on. Those are updated each year to reflect new staff, and we change a little bit of the table of contents, but we don't change anything significant out of that. We also update the content based on law changes, Supreme Court decisions, information from legal advisements, changes that come from school committee policy, such as cell phones and so on, and those are reflected in here. We had been working on this over the past several years to upgrade our wording, terminology for parents or parent guardian, to replace that with caregivers, since there's many different options now for folks who are taking care of children. We updated our non-discrimination policy to be in accordance with changes in the federal law and the local law. The MCAS requirement, which we've talked about here before, we wanted to clarify with no uncertain terms in the handbook that there is no such thing as an opt-out from the MCAS, which we've talked about at school committee in the past. So we wanted to reflect that in the handbook. Tuition fee that was all approved at school committee, those have been updated in the handbook for preschool, for extended day, and also for the athletics piece. Coming here during the year last year was the GPA process that took place at the high school, so that has been reflected in the handbook. The competency determination, which we discussed, has also been reflected in the handbook. There was tardy language to change in the high school to reflect the start time of the day, to define when a tardy would be considered a tardy. The age of majority language needed to be updated to reflect what the permissions are for the students who are becoming 18 years old. The personal electronics policy, which is the otherwise known as, I put in quotes, the cell phone policy, has been updated for both the middle school and the high school to reflect the school committee policy. And the responsible use policy of the technology has been updated as well to comply with the Google expectations that we've been recommended from legal. We also added a statement in there about generative artificial intelligence, about just trying to comply a little bit with what the recommendations have been coming from legal on that, to stay somewhat on pace but we have to look at that in more detail, and I'm sure we'll discuss generative AI at some other point in the future. But all of those have been updated in the handbook. The page numbers were there, so if there were any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Chris?
I think the link in the cover page is last year's handbook.
Let's see. It may be. If it is, it is. I will give you the new one. I apologize.
8 points.
Get points for that one. I like that. One second.
Yeah, other questions? Did you want to be able to review the?
I don't need a review. I was just there were many things I was curious about, and I had embarrassingly gone too far through the handbook before and being like, wait, I don't actually see
more than anybody else.
It was once I saw parent for like the 8th time, I was like, I think this is the wrong version.
I did notice.
I'm going to share it with you as a viewer individually, if that's okay.
That is fine.
So
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to add the link to the PDF version right now.
Yep, that is fine. I had no other questions, and I'm happy to approve the handbook with the changes that were outlined, at least as described.
I was going to ask for a refresh on the MCAS requirements, no opting out.
Yep.
I remember the yeah, if you could give the overview.
Sure. So by state law, we need to administer the test.
Yeah.
There's different websites, and the MTA, for instance, put things online that lead parents to believe that they have an opt-out. There's no such thing. Kids can refuse to take the test. We're not going to force kids to take the test. But opting out isn't a thing. So when we have a conversation with the parent, they're very confused because they're hearing information that you can opt out of the test, and then we are telling them, you can't. Your child can refuse to take the test, but there is no opt-out. We legally have to try to administer the test. So what will happen is if a parent doesn't want their child to take the test, they will be in the room with everyone who is taking the test. We will open the test. They will be in front of the test for 15 minutes. If they don't work on that test for 15 minutes, we will log out of the test, and they will sit and read a book while the test is being administered. Some of the issues that we had, because parents believed that there was an opt-out, that we would have an alternate educational experience at that time. DESE recommends that we do not do that. They feel that providing alternatives will just increase the number of people choosing to refuse to take the test. It gives us extremely valuable information that we use to improve everything, and we are legally, at this point, legally required to administer that test. The issue is really because it's no longer a graduation requirement. Many parents were under the impression that it just wasn't a requirement at all, and that isn't the case. We still have an obligation to administer that test yearly.
Okay. Yep, Chuck?
Are we rated, are we classed, graded on the number of people who do?
We do,
and
yes.
don't
We have to
take the test?
We are. We have to have a participation rate of 95% or above, or it does affect our school rating.
So do you
And
have
district
any
rating.
memory as what that was last year?
We're over 95%, yeah. We're at every building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then would there be, knowing the state, would there be anything like, okay, so what grade are we doing this in? Junior, sophomore? I don't remember.
Grades 3 through 10.
Yeah, 3 through 10, so 10th graders, and they all go, we're not going to do this, we're just going to sit and, I'm not going to be on my phone, but, and then what would the state come down, well, you only had 10% or 15%?
That would affect us. I
Yeah.
mean, there would be, to the point where if that happened enough over the course of more than 1 year,
Would they give
it
you
would
more than
drop.
1 year?
It would drop our. Well, I mean, even having it happen once would drop our rating
just curious.
significantly. But if it was to happen on a consistent basis, we would eventually fall in our rating to the lowest 20 or 10%, and then there is a whole slew of state interventions,
Right.
Which we would have to participate in.
Right, right.
Which we don't want to participate in those. It wouldn't be beneficial to where we are as a district. So
It would be beneficial for the education of this district.
yeah, I can understand why some parents may not want to have their children participate, but that does not affect their graduation at this point. And it does give us very valuable data, which we use to improve instruction for students. So, we supported and we had the same opinion as the school committee that it shouldn't be a graduation requirement. But I believe you and I talked publicly about how we do believe in the having the test administered and getting those results.
Postgraduate schools and educational people looking at their MCAS.
They're not, but there are scholarships that you can if you receive the Abigail Adams scholarship for performing very well on the MCAS test, you have free tuition at any state institution. So there's reasons to take it.
So the kids are impressed upon with this.
They are. In fact, I think last year, we had 15 students who received that.
Yeah, it's usually
We have a fairly high number of students who earn that.
I mean, that would be good publicity.
That's a good thought. We should advertise that a little bit more.
Yeah.
And we did. Yeah, in the past, where everyone had to take it, we didn't.
That they have something that
It's a good point. We can absolutely do that.
think about.
Is there any concern that I should go to the worst place, but
Yeah.
is there any concern on your part that, once, the kid is like, oh, this doesn't matter at all, I will take this test in record time and choose B? That
Absolutely.
you get bad data, which is like the worst of all situations. Is that just a dark moment for me?
No, we have those same dark moments. And there are probably students right now who do that, but I think there are kids even that weren't in 10th grade in the past that probably did that, but there's multiple ways to look at the data. So you have to look at it as an individual student, and we know our kids. We have internal data, so for a student who is doing very well academically in their classes and in our internal assessments, and then all of a sudden bombs MCAS, and we can see how long they took. Right, it will tell us they finished this test that should take 90 minutes in 15. We'll have an idea that they breezed through that, and then that's really a conversation with the student, and bringing the parent in on that conversation too, to try to get them to take that seriously. But our teachers do a really good job of talking to the students about this test and why it's important and the type of information it's going to give. The other thing is there's always going to be a percentage of kids who take that at our school and every other school, and part of the rankings and the data that we receive is how we kind of match up against other schools in Massachusetts. So thinking that all of the schools are going to have a certain number of kids who are going to do that, it still kind of validates where we fall within that ranking, which sometimes it's not always the indicator that we look at, but to me it's sometimes the most accurate, because the test changes so drastically from year to year that sometimes it's not really a good indication their overall score, their scaled score. It doesn't necessarily, but our scaled scores can go down, but our state ranking can go up, right? So that tells us that everyone in the state kind of performed poorly this year on certain parts of the test. So we have to look at all of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I don't have kids in the school, I have silly questions. We used to have something like a special pancake breakfast or something on the morning of MCAS tests for those kids who were taking it, like come to school and we're going to do this, this, and this before you have to sit down for 3 hours. Do we still do that?
We don't.
But it's important.
I would love to look at the results of what happened those years. And if they did really well, we'd bring it
Probably
back.
not even recorded.
As a former principal, I would, that makes me very nervous to do something out of the ordinary the day that they were taking a test. But we send home letters, we say, make sure you get a good night's sleep, make sure you eat a big breakfast
Right,
at home.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
those types of things. But that's, I would recommend doing an incentive that you can earn a ticket to do something very fun if you don't finish the test in 20 minutes. We have done things like that.
What do you mean, so you don't slave through?
Yeah,
You actually
you know.
read a question or two?
Yeah, you know, we don't wait to see what they got to have fun, but if you
Right.
put forth, you know, if we can incentivize some effort to earn something fun, we can absolutely done that. And the schools have done that. The schools have given
why
kids
not? You know, you did
a
your
ways
job,
to
so
win
let's,
raffle
you know.
tickets. Laura White did that
Effort
last
and
year.
reward, right?
Yeah, so the two elementary schools have done that in the past. I'm not sure about the middle and high school, if they have incentivized it at all. But we can certainly think about it, doing that. But the out of the ordinary pancake breakfast
Yeah,
and
I
kids
just was
being
bringing that up.
really excited about that would make me nervous. But if you can get me the years that happened, I'll go back and look at the historical data to see how we did. And if it was great, then we will have a pancake breakfast in every school before it gets.
All the kids fell asleep by the time they got there.
Well, that's,
Not with that much sugar, kid.
Sugar high,
Bread.
sugar low.
Yeah, but you don't get it till noon, so it's okay.
Okay, there are no other questions. Though I do see Charlie did put some language in here for a motion.
Yes.
I think we just don't need Charlie's
By all means, I'll
We can
entertain a
probably
motion.
punch.
I'd make
Go
a
ahead,
motion to approve the 2025-2026 District Pre-K through 12 Student Guardian Handbook as presented during tonight's school committee meeting.
Second?
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
So
Thank
Charlie,
you.
so if we read online, then this is actually the final thing that's going to go out.
So we have to,
When does it have to go out?
we're going to try to get it out as soon as possible, but after the draft, we have to go through the process of, after you all approve it, because if there are any changes, I have to reflect those, and then we have to translate them. So I have to translate all the changes, and then we'll update it all, and we'll put it out on the website and get it out to folks. We're going to try to have, I think tomorrow is a ice cream social for the 6th graders at the middle school. And so part of this timing was also to get the technology responsible use policy finalized so that we can distribute some Chromebooks to folks so parents can sign off on the responsible use policy. So all of these things are connected, so we're trying to move as quickly as possible to get this out to families before the start of the school year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
The superintendent's reports. Dr. Renda.
thank you. We will be welcoming back staff this Monday, August 25th. We will welcome back students in grades 1 through 12, Wednesday, August 27th. Our kindergarten friends will be joining us on Tuesday, September 2nd, and preschool will start on September 8th. New teacher orientation was held this morning in the middle school, led by Mr. Cleary. We welcomed only 15 new teachers. So that is down. It's typically around 20 to 25. That's a good sign. So there's some retention happening. We are happy to see that. They all seemed happy, and I'm sure that was filled with some wonderful learning today.
We had some fun.
Yeah, looks like a good group.
Yep.
On this past Monday, the 18th, the high school welcomed 50 new students and 15 returning student mentors and student council members who led the new students through a fun-filled morning of information about the high school, gave tours, and answered any burning questions the freshmen may have. And actually, any new students, not just freshmen. We had our leadership retreat last week on the 12th and 13th. Our theme or goal for this year was refinement. We've had a lot of changes these past 4 years, and we're looking to really work on making these changes kind of stick and refine what we're doing. So some major changes in our Tier 1, positive changes. So instead of wholesale changes, we're looking to refine that work as we're moving forward and try not to burn out our staff that has dealt with a lot of change. The focus is going to be on the students who Tier 1 isn't working for. So how we're identifying those students, how we're identifying what they need, and then how do we know that's actually what's happening. So if we have a student who needs a phonics intervention, how do we need to make sure that we have those systems so they're getting a phonics intervention and not a comprehension intervention. That's a very overly simplified version of what we're going to be working on throughout this year with our leaders, but it's a really good place to be, that we can focus on our high needs students, our neediest students, while refining, and some of our gifted students, while we're just refining our tier 1 rather than changing to the science of reading program, hiring a new consultant for our Eureka Math and middle school math programs, changing to Amplify in our middle school, kind of revamping our math program at the high school. So that work has already been done, or the majority of that work has been done. So we're looking at refinement, and it seems well received by the administrators. There are obviously other changes that are happening. There's some major science work that is still happening. It has been started, but a lot of that work with Project Lead the Way, led by Mr. Cleary and the building principals, will be underway. But we're in a good place as far as trying to get a handle on what we're doing and providing teachers the time that they need to do it. I went off script there, excuse me. I want to thank our custodial staff before I list out some of the major changes that have happened all over the district this summer. As always, they were working incredibly hard all summer. Most of the schools look really good already. There's a few areas that they still have to do because we don't get out of their way in time for them to get it done earlier, but they've done an incredible job. So a big thank you to Bob and all of the custodians throughout the district. And I want to list some of the safety and security that has happened throughout all of the facilities this summer. All of the schools have key card access now. There is absolutely no reason a door should be propped or unlocked anywhere as of Monday. Every door should be locked. Please, if you ever go to a school and you encounter an unlocked door, please call Charlie, Bill, or I immediately. Everyone has, it's like a card for a hotel room. We can deactivate it, we can set it for a certain amount of time. If someone doesn't return it, it's fine. We can make sure that it doesn't work. We can, for people who are using the gyms, we can give them a card that will work from Saturday at 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and that's it. So, yeah, I mean, this is really a game changer for our elementary schools who didn't have that. So, there's been upgrades at Laura White in the doorbells and intercom systems where they buzz people in. Card access. There's, I believe, 3 doors that have card access now at Laura White, or is it 5? It's 3 at Laura White.
It's at least 3.
And Laura White also has 2 code doors where it's a combination. So absolutely no reason to have anything unlocked. Exterior cameras have been installed in the same locations as those door unlocks. Page Hilltop, same thing, doors and intercoms, card access control at 3 of the doors, exterior cameras and combination locks installed in door 8. The middle school had an upgrade in their key card entry systems. They also have new doorbells and intercoms, exterior cameras, and a new paging system was being installed today. Do you know if they finished that?
I think they'll be finishing it tomorrow.
Okay, we had the paging system, the intercom system at the middle school stopped working in either late May or early June. Couldn't be repaired. An intercom system is necessary. We were able to secure one for a lot less than we thought it was going to be, and American Alarm, is it American Alarms putting it in? Valley Communications is putting that in, and they were able to change some things around and really accommodate us to get that in before school starts, so we're very pleased with them. Lots have been happening on the grounds here. 2 fertilizer applications were completed on the baseball and softball field. The crabgrass should be pretty much gone at this point. There was some sod removal and edging on the baseball field along the backstop, and infield mix was added. The lawn irrigation was completed. Additional work for fertilizer application and composting of the infield grass and aeration and overseeding There was some equipment that was purchased. There was a new zero-turn mower, a new all-terrain vehicle. And our custodians also refinished the gym floors at the middle school and LAW. The high school gym was refinished and relined with the help of Steve Kendall. They were able to add an additional volleyball court, and they did add infield mix was added between the track and field complex walkway, and mulch was added to the beds. So one of the things that the facilities crew, Steve Kendall, and really Bill and I have been doing it, has been looking at the fields project and some of the aspects of it that looked really nice to begin with, but are really difficult to maintain. There was what was a nice planting bed with some seagrass, really became a standing area for parents, whether there were plants there or not. They were trampling over the plants, and it was really difficult to weed, just the way the plantings were. It was beautiful, but it wasn't practical. So we had made the decision to pull those plants out and make it a standing area, which people were making it a standing area anyway. So there's stone dust in there. It's compacted. It looks nice still, but it creates another spectator place for parents. So there were other things in the baseball field, some things that didn't make sense. The grass went right to the backstop. Makes it really difficult. There's a lot of line trimming. Takes up a lot of time. So we're looking to, like you would in your yard, reduce the number of line trimming, really be able to cut it with the machine. And we're going to continue to make those changes over the next several years so that there's less maintenance, tedious maintenance to do on that field. So if we ever had to do it again, I think we would have some pretty good input on,
absolutely,
on some of those things. But
It
looks great.
Of live and learn.
Yeah. No, I think did we add like batter's circle?
Yeah, on deck circles, yeah.
So where kids were warming up, for the grass was torn up, right? So, you make the decision to I don't think we cut the grass out. I think we actually purchased the batting circle, right? They sell like vinyl batting circles.
Well, they do have the ones you lay down, but we didn't get those. We just have the stone dust in the circle.
So as those come up, we will continue to make those changes so that the money that the taxpayers spent, the fields will be maintained and will look beautiful for years to come. So a little bit of a learning curve for us.
Yeah, it was.
But, it's looking good. And we did have
crabgrass.
We did work with a landscaper that specializes and works on baseball fields. What's the name of that? He's done a great job. Jacobs Landscaping.
Yeah, they do Lunenburg.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you walk the field, it's looking much better. So we have a maintenance plan for the grass fields moving forward. So we expect it to stay in the shape that it's in. And that is all for the superintendent's report.
Joyce?
I congratulate you on buying the mower and the all-terrain vehicle now. Do not put off anything because prices are going to be out of reach. So plan on repairing everything that you have. So that was good to fill in a couple of pieces of equipment when you need it.
Thank you.
Okay. Looks like there's no ongoing business. There are also no chairperson's notes. Are there any other topics for discussion that were not reasonably anticipated 48 hours in advance?
I just wanted to, I got a Mike Tebow's email on our move from Power School to Aspen, and I just want to say between you and Charlie, that was a good meeting. It's a hard thing to do because you get tied into something, but sooner or later, as you try to fight something, you're like, I'm chasing a bad dog down the wrong path. And it's hard to look at each other at some point going like, if I catch it, it's not going to be any better, and I can't train this thing. So that was a difficult decision because anytime you make a change, people don't like change.
Yeah.
Right? Even if it sucks, whatever you're picking is probably going to be, I know you have to face all that. So I give you guys a lot of credit for making that call, and we'll move forward with Aspen. It's a hard thing to do.
We agonized over it.
Yeah, we did. Two things that pop up when you said that. One, I met with the new teachers today to the district, and we did our first presentation is a technology presentation because everything in the district runs off of technology. And one of the things that we had said was we transitioned to Power School. And over the past 3 years, while their customer service has gone like this, their costs have gone like this. And we just kind of said, this isn't working for us. And what added to reinforced the decision that we made was the training that happened today. So there was a training seminar for all the administrators and all the counselors in the district, like their first orientation to it. And some of us in the district have used Aspen in the past in places that we've been. And so it didn't seem very new, but it was just so well done, orchestrated, clear, and people kind of walked out of there saying, this is going to be great.
Good.
And we didn't get that reaction the first time. And so I'm very optimistic.
Good. It'll be good for everyone.
I may have seen it, but there are some trainings and so forth for parents as well?
There'll be opportunities for that, for sure. A lot of their pieces they have video access, and the interface of the tool is really user-friendly. Like, everything is front and center for a parent to be able to see it. And I remember Dr. Renda had said last year when we talked about this, is that coordinating some of these opportunities at open houses for parents to kind of see what it looks like. So, because the portal for the parents isn't up yet, it won't be up for a little bit, because we're trying to make sure that the system is in place in the schools first, and then we'll add that as we go. So then, yes, for sure.
I haven't heard Dana cursing the system this time around,
Yes.
but she was a power,
Yeah.
so that's a good sign too.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction.
Yep.
I use the parent portal as a parent. It's simple. And we will include, besides the open houses and other in-person opportunities, I'll include those links in my weekly emails, and I will make sure that the principals do the same. But it's much more intuitive than Power School was, and there's not as many add-on as far as cost. Every time we wanted Power School to do something that it just doesn't automatically do easily, it was an additional price. And Aspen is a program where you can build it to make it do it yourself. So we made the wrong call. We made the wrong choice the first time.
It's fine.
Happens. We're going to rectify it as quickly as possible.
Any other topics?
I'll own it. Me.
If I could ask, please. So we have 15 new teachers. Can we have a list of those and where they are? So if we get a chance, we can welcome
Sure.
them, congratulate them.
Absolutely.
And not go, who are you?
I can have that
Maybe
to you.
I can make some T-shirts that say new teacher.
That'd be great. I don't know offhand, unless you have it.
We have a sign-in roster for the new teacher orientation, and has their buildings and roles on it, so I can have Jess Raka make that available to
Thank you.
Michelle, and she can put it in the folder and share it out
It's
with
just
you
so
all.
that you don't,
For sure.
you don't have any kids in grade school.
I was very happy that there was only 15. It's a good sign.
Okay. Communications, I believe that is with now Ms. Span. So do I have a volunteer?
I would love to.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Wednesday, August 27th is the first day of school for grades 1 through 12. Thursday, August 28th is kindergarten orientation. Friday, August 29th, no school. Monday, September 1st, no school for Labor Day. Tuesday, September 2nd will be the first day of school for kindergarten. Friday, September 5th, preschool orientation. Monday, September 8th, first day of school for preschool. Thursday, September 11th is the middle school open house. Tuesday, September 16th will be a school committee meeting, moved from the 17th, 6:30 p.m. here at the High School Media Center. Wednesday, September 17th is the Laura A. White open house. Wednesday, September 24th is the Page Hilltop open house. And then Thursday, September 25th will be the high school open house.
Okay. Thank you. There is no executive session today. With that, I'll take any motion to adjourn.
I'd make a motion that we adjourn at 7:20.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You want a
Second.
You want a
Oh, I'm sorry, second, yep.
Aye.
Can I get a-
Okay,
Yeah,
I heard
correct.
second, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well,
Oh,
I just had a question on, we moved the meeting, it was on here, it was at the middle school library, now we're going to be here. I just want to make sure I go to the right place.
Okay.
It says middle
On
school.
the future meeting dates on the agenda, it says our next meeting is Wednesday, September 17th. That's moved to the 16th, but are we going to be in the media center or are
It
we
should
going to
be
be
a
in the middle school library?
meeting, shouldn't it?
We're going to be here? Okay. Got it. How about I?
Did everyone get that? The location is correct, it's been moved to the high school? Okay.
Yes.
With that, I will take a motion now to adjourn.
No, we already adjourned.
It was unanimous at 7:20.